But you know what isn't 80% American? This would not. That is such a shit way to transition into the game. It does not make any sense. Like, whoever watches this VOD is like, what the fuck is bro talking about, man? Anyway, last time we played, we finished Sakuya's route. It was good, but you know, just like Kyrie's ending, you kind of get edged at the end. It doesn't actually end. Because the non-romance routes and the romance routes don't end until the end of the game. I've said end too many times that I had to sneeze. But you know the worst part is that I've played through 2 characters' routes and they still don't have my... They still haven't filled the spot between load game and system setting. Give me my gallery, man. But anyway, let's just jump right into it, shall we? You know, what is it this time? It should be Yuji and Guido's turn for their routes, right? Because, yeah, Guido Yuji is after Sakuya. So, just like with Sister Lily and Jack, let's hope that there's enough content to fill up a VOD, I guess. So yeah, this is... Which one would it be? This is Guido's. So, let's just get into it, shall we? Chapter 8, Part 1, Via Dolorosa. I forgot what that meant. What are your thoughts on Guido?
何か知ってそうな雰囲気はあるかも。
It's hard for me to imagine it, similar to Sister Lily.
本屋祭の時は
I never see him again after we leave the atelier. It'd be nice to think he gets away, but I don't know. More importantly, I hate being forced into a situation where I suspect Guido of anything. But if we get a little closer this time around, maybe I'll learn something new. It's probably better that Guido is after Sakuya, because he probably has the most ties to Kotoha. I guess I'll say why McDonald's got expensive, even though McDonald's gets a lot of their ingredients cheap because they buy so much from them. They make 1,000% profit on most things, and with inflation going up, they decided to bring their prices up because they can, and everyone else already has. So fuck everyone. I watched a 2-hour-long documentary. Right. So the reason McDonald's increases the price is because money. You know what? That makes sense.
それじゃあ今度の週は義堂先輩に密着捜査。いってらっしゃい。
Yuna begins meditating in preparation for shooting me back through time like an arrow from her bow. Let's just hope that it isn't as shit as Jack's route, because Jack had nothing in his route. All right, you could have just put that at the start of Sakuya's route, but. And as usual, I go flying back to December 2nd. I don't know why they keep doing this. Like, we don't already know that he wakes up on December 3rd. Like, I spent the day unconscious since we didn't create our so-called save point until night. I know. You don't need to keep telling me. Alright.
俺がどういう人間か
Yeah.
随分とやぶから棒だな。
The very day I wake up, I confront Guido with a straightforward question. Guido definitely has an air of mystery around him. Or maybe it'd be more appropriate to call him elusive. He plays chess shirtless. With like, what do you mean? That we've never had an honest discussion might have more to do with my junior status, though.
見ての通りだよ。究極の美を追求する孤高のアーティストさ。
I know how much art defines you, but I guess what I mean is, have you always been this way?
なんだ。シュウは俺に興味があるのか。
Pretty much, yes. But not in a gay way. I mean, unless... I mean... Calm down. I don't mean in a weird way. I made it a weird one. I made it weird. Besides, at this point, I've only known him for a week.
もっと知ってもらうためには脱がなきゃならんか。
That's not what I meant. I quickly stopped his fingers from unbuttoning his shirt. Bro, this is what I mean. He is not elusive. He's just an exhibitionist? Actually, I forgot to change into my appropriate attire. There you go. Merry Christmas.
どうした
The problem is there's no need to be removing any clothing whatsoever. I realize there's probably no more information I can learn from him directly. I decided to turn to a third-party source to learn more about Guido. Look, here's how you deal with Guido, alright? You one-up him. You take off your shirt first.
ギドがどんな人か。シュウ君も何度か話してるだろうから見たまんまだと思うけどね。
It really comes off as a bit eccentric at times.
変人なのもそうだし、あと負けず嫌いだよね。とにかく。
He hates to lose, huh? The ease with which the phrase slips from her mouth catches me off guard. She's used to it. But Guido seems like a pretty laid-back kind of guy.
それはオフの時だから。制作のこととなったら目の色を変えるのがギドだからね。
His artwork. Speaking of which, I've never once stopped to check out his workspace.
でも確かにシュウ君はギドとそんな話になることはないか。彼とチェスでもやってみればわかるよ。
Chess? Come to think of it, he challenged me to a game the first time we met.
表現することしかしないような人間だけど、チェスは唯一の趣味みたいでね。シュウ君が相手してくれたらきっと喜ぶと思うな。
Yeah, and guess what? He was shirtless, playing chess by himself with his own chess pieces that he sculpted himself. Why was... Wow. I had no idea. Thanks a lot. Chess, huh? Sounds a lot like cheese. Considering they're both hall directors and are in active competition as top students, asking Kotaha was a great decision. Of course, the next problem is I don't know the first thing about playing chess.
ルールなら教えてあげようか。コマの動かし方くらいだけど。
Okay, so this is what you need to know. The rook, who are at the corners of the board, right? They can only move up, down, left, and right. All right. The bishop, which is like third from the left and right, respectively, can move in diagonals, so they can only move on their respective colored tiles. Right. The pawns can only move forward once, but at the start of their turn, when they're on the second row, I forgot files and ranks. They can move twice, but if there's a pawn that let's not talk about en passant, right? Let's not too complicated, right? The queen can move in the same in all all 8 directions, diagonally and horizontally and vertically, right? It's kind of combined bishop and rook. Now the knight is very interesting because he can move in an L-shaped pattern. Like, I don't know why, but the knight is pretty based because he can jump over pieces, unlike any other piece. And then the king is the same as the queen, except he can only move one space. That would be perfect. Exclamation point. And so, in an attempt to dethrone Guido, I learned the art of chess from Kotoha. I don't think that's gonna work out, buddy. I fucking hate chess. It's nothing like cheese. Oh shit, he's been playing chess for 5 days.
いきなり呼び出されたかと思えばチェスとは嬉しい申し出だな。
I remember you had the board all set up the first time we met. After learning the basics from Kotoha, I gained enough competitive experience to at least offer a solid game. I'm nowhere near close to Guido's level, but it should be good enough for a conversation starting point. Not even.
ああ、そうだが、シュウはあの時ルールを知らないと言っていなかったか？
Don't worry, I pick it up easy. Kotoha taught me. It'd be 4 days ago.
覚えてくれたのか。難しくはなかったか。
Actually, the rules are similar to shogi, which I'm familiar with, so I picked it up surprisingly quickly. Alright, he did talk about shogi the first time, like the early in the common round or whatever.
将棋。以前も言っていた外の遊戯か。
Yes, the pieces are have different names, but the rules are, for the most part, very similar. Shogi is more complicated than chess, right? Shogi's got a lot more pieces, which means that it has a lot more rules.
なるほど。なら、お手並み拝見といこう。白は譲るよ。
Okay, don't go easy on me, Guido. I'll show you the true meaning of humiliation. Excuse me?
威勢がいいな。
You're gonna get... He's gonna get fucking 3 moves checkmated. I'm trying to coax out his competitive side by beating him in a fair game, at his own game. However...
チェック。
Wait, what?
チェックメイトだ。
That's odd. We're less than 20 moves into the game. Okay, at least he didn't get Scottish baited. What I forgot what it was called.
もう一度やるか？
Of course I do. I was being careless. Although I was glad he offered a rematch.
チェックだな。
What? Why? What do you mean, why? my king finds himself in dire straits just as quickly as in the last game. He didn't capture any of my pieces, and yet before I knew what was happening, my poor king was in the deadly sight of his knight and queen. Sights of his knight and queen. I lost. You didn't completely lose. You know, you're still checked. You can. He probably couldn't get out of it.
俺の勝ちだ。
I'd played my best. I'd played the best I could, and yet my lack of skill makes it impossible for me to compete with him. In fact, our friendly competition was nothing more than a literal game to him. We're really good at this.
幼い頃からチェスマスターギドちゃんと呼ばれたものだ。
Is that so? He truly is the real deal. This might be an analogy, but I feel like even if I taught him how to play shogi, I'd still end up losing to him, even in our first game.
昔から負けず嫌いでな。勝てるまでは努力を続けたものだった。
Kotaha mentioned that about you. She said you're a sore loser.
違いない。
You laugh seemingly without a care in the world. Apparently the way he plays is based on how he was taught as a child. By his parents, which definitely exist. So wait, does that mean there's someone better than you at chess here in town?
いる。いや、いないな。
It's not like him to be tight-lipped about anything. His words are contradicting themselves.
明確に俺より上というわけではないが、しのぎを削っていた相手ならいた。
Improved in the past tense?
なあ、今はもういない。
Oh, it's fucking Rinka, right? Are you talking about... One person immediately comes to mind. That's what I'm saying. Someone who was once here but isn't any longer. Rinka?
ああ、あいつだけは俺と五分の戦績だった。腹立たしいがな。
Look, all I'm saying is Guido should be more surprised that he knows the name, because at this point in time, Shu doesn't know who Rinka is. Right? Wait. Yeah. Ooh. Yes. Because they... No, wait. Yes. God damn it. Shu shouldn't know who Rinka is until, like... It's been a while. What do you mean?
99勝99敗。それが俺とあいつの最終成績だ。このままでやりきれるはずはない。
You really were evenly matched. Yeah, but like, how many stalemates? I guess you could call them rivals. I had no idea they shared that kind of bond.
もし次にあいつと相まみえたら、まず真っ先に一戦交えなくてはならない。そのためにも鍛錬は怠らない。
Do you think she'll ever come back?
さあな。ただ、誰も死んだなどとは思っていないよ。いつか会える。いや、会わなくちゃならない。
Rinka, whose disappearance is somehow linked to the legend of Bad Santa. Not the movie, though. Regardless of what's true, it sounds like no one believes she's left this world forever.
とはいえ、あいつがいないとろくに相手も見つからない。そういう意味で今日週に声をかけてもらえて嬉しかったぞ。
I guess that means you've played against everyone else.
たまにな。週の教わった琴葉なんかはいい勝負をするが、まだだいぶ俺の方が勝ち越している。キリエと幼女は論外レベルで弱い。
I mean, that makes sense. So you play against Kotaha a lot then?
いや、
His gaze momentarily drops to the chessboard in front of him as he utters a name that surprises me.
一番よく相手になってもらっていたのは昨夜だな。
Oh. Sakuya? I'm so taken aback by his answer that all I could do is repeat the name back. Respect. I never saw the two as enemies per se, but I never saw them as being particularly close either. That's somewhat surprising. I didn't realize Sakuya likes chess too.
微妙なところだな。仕方ないと言いつつも毎回付き合ってくれるような感じだ。
Interesting.
いつも俺が勝つからつまらないなんて言われたこともあるしな。
Oh. There's no issues here. At least it's better than fucking the whole sentence becoming staticky. That she continues to play with you despite her complaints seems very like her.
あいつはそういうところがあるな。
Perhaps she'd do the same for me. I've found it rare to see anyone in town engaging in non-creative activities just for fun, but maybe Saki actually likes it.
ところで、柊の言っていた将棋だったか。それにはこういう駒はあるのか。
He picks up a game piece sitting next to him that doesn't look familiar to me. What is that?
ユダ。クイーンに近い動きができるが、チェックされると相手のものになる。
There's nothing like that. You don't need to show me that he was... Come to think of it, when I first met Guido, he'd had a chessboard laid out. He'd had a chess... He had a chessboard, man. Chessboard laid out with original pieces. He was also topless. Honestly, he made quite the first impression. He wasn't topless. He had a tie.
他にもワーウルフ、人面獣。
But he was shirtless. There's none of that. There's golds and silvers and similar other pieces. As usual, I'm impressed by his handiwork. It's unique. His unique game pieces, incomparable to regular ones in terms of quality. I pick up the Judas piece, appreciating the minute detail in the face.
そうだ、柊。よかったらこの駒たちを使ってやらないか。
Seriously? The pieces you made yourself?
作ったはいいが、俺も遊んだことはなくてな。誰も相手になってくれないせいだが。
I'd love to, considering I only just learned to play chess. Maybe this will be easier for me. No.
うん。では、俺の栄えある駒たちの性能をまず紹介しよ
don't know why it'd be easier. Gito explains to me how each of his ridiculous pieces move. After a few practice games, we start the main event. And amazingly enough, how the fuck did he lose his own at his own game, man? He made the rules. He should know the loopholes around them. What? Woohoo! Not the fucking fanfare. I won. There's no rhyme or no reason to my method, and yet the peculiar rules seem to work in my favor. That's what Gito should be doing.
まさか俺のオカマクイーンをそんな風に使うとはな。恐れ入った。
The Bohemian Rhapsody Queen. Wait, when I took your Shadow Samurai by mistake, I thought I was screwed.
6手目にゾンビを動かしたのはミスだったな。
The collection of pieces is absurd, and yet oddly interesting in their own way. It's certainly a far cry from traditional chess. Wow, that was a lot of fun. I should probably get going though. End on a win!
待て。もう一度だ。
No! Shu needs to end on a win. The but's calling me.
後で俺が背中を流してやる。並べよう。
What? He really does hate losing. Gito doesn't want to end on a loss. I get it, alright? We end up playing 3 more games of this odd form of chess. Finding myself bizarrely good at it, I managed to tie with Gito 2 for 2.
次は必ず勝つからな。覚えていろ、シュ。
I'm ready anytime. Don't forget about including my pieces in our next game like you promised. Having caught a glimpse of Gito's competitive side, I realized how right Kotaha was. Gito doesn't want to end on a loss. Look, he's got that gamer brain, alright? What the fuck? It's been 5 days past again. Well, 4 days. No?
別に構わんが。
It is 5 days. Because this is the 6th day. One day after school, I'm finally given a chance to check out Gito's craft space. The corner of the atelier is filled with a multitude of clay figures, which appear to be prototypes. Sorry for not warning you in advance.
シュウなら平気だ。それにユネから聞いたよ。ついていけなくて参ってるって。
Everyone's so amazingly skilled. I've seen Gito's art piece over multiple timelines at this point. His grotesque sculpture, despite its rather sinister aura, has a certain beauty. And the name of his piece is... Okay. Yes. Grief. Yes, of course. Gito mutters to himself as he pulls off the sheet that covers his sculpture. He reveals a piece that is close to completion.
せっかく来てくれたのに悪いが、正直なところ、工程としてはほぼ完成している。あとは細部の調整だけだ。
I see. Can I at least have a look?
好きにしろ。
I appreciate him allowing me to examine his work. Unsurprisingly, Grief is a modern statue of a grieving man just under 1 meter tall. A goblin, if you will. It looks far removed from its origins. The previously applied coat of paint, giving it a lifelike appearance. And yet, his expression of pain is so detailed, you can almost hear his agonized cries and those countless hands. The word grief seems a far cry from this man's screams of hopelessness. Although not much bigger than a typical bronze statue, it has an overpowering presence that's almost heartbreaking. Who is he supposed to be? Him. It's meant to be Guido. The question pops from my mouth before I realize what I'm saying. Most of the plaster statues exhibited in the art gallery have some kind of clear motif, usually biblical or mythological characters from specific stories. I assume Guido went off the same premise, basing his sculpture off of a specific someone. However,
さあ、誰なんだろうな。
I don't know.
俺かもしれないし、シュウかもしれない。気づけば原型が出来上がっていた。タイトル通り感情から作られた作品だ。
Listen, Guido just let his emotions speak, and that's what he created, alright? He was cooking. He just really misses Rinka, and he doesn't want to admit it. A work of art crafted by the very competitive Guido in hopes of winning the St. Aria trophy. Although I'm familiar with Kotaha's piece, having yet to survive through Christmas night, I don't know which one I've received, which one will receive Nikke's blessing. Nike. I see. So it's a piece born of inspiration. Man, stop giving me error messages. The ancient Greeks believed all humans were possessed by demons. Demons? That sounds kind of dark. Unless they're from Helluva Boss. Never mind.
いいデーモン、悪いデーモンというのが人によって違い、取り憑かれるデーモンの差によって人生は大きく変わるんだとさ。
Slash has been. Never mind. In that case, I must have a pretty evil demon on my shoulder.
なんだ、信じるのか？
Hypothetically speaking, do you? Well, he's got a fucking demon called me. I'm the demon. It wouldn't matter to me either way, muse or demon, as long as I'm blessed with inspiration for my work. Then there's no problem.
何者も作ってみなければわからんさ。それで打作が出来上がるなら、切り絵にでも与えて壊せばいい。
You seem like a hard person to possess.
だからこそ、ひらめきは大事にしたいものだ。ところで、シュウのミューズはまだ降りてこないのか？
Well, like you said before, I've still got a long way to go.
作品を作るのに習熟度など些細なことだ。何でもいいアイデアが思いついたら形にしてしまうといい。
I'll keep trying my best. For now, with the camera you so graciously lent me.
おお、そういえばそんなものもあったな。
I forgot it. And so the two of us spend the afternoon idly chatting about this and that. And then another 5 days pass. I was joking. Bro. Oh no, 5 days did pass. I was gonna be like, oh, it's technically 4.
あったな、そういやそんなこと。
It's technically 4 because the 19th hasn't finished yet, but you know.
なんかすっごい懐かしいね。あれって チベットの1年生の時だから、もう4年も前だよ。
Later that day, dinner conversation revolves around everyone's childhood memories. Having only just arrived here, I can't really contribute much. But I'm enjoying seeing sides to my friends I didn't know about. So you're saying Kyrie's been a troublemaker ever since Savetta?
どころか、チックの頃からキリエはずっとキリエだね。チックの頃はずっとユネ先輩に遊んでもらってましたね。そうそう、私がチベットに上がるとき、昨夜泣きっぱなしで大変だったもん。過去の話です。
チベッタもチックもお前らとは一緒じゃなかったからな。義堂先輩はいたけど。
あまり話したことはなかったな。学年も違うし。
You're too much of a Omega lol.
幼児とはクラス一緒だったからすぐ仲良くなれたよね。
2年前つってもすげえ昔みたいな感じするわ。
It makes sense that they'd have a shared history since they all grew up here. Graduating from the different Savetta and Cheeks to finally meet at St. Aria and form the relationships they have now. It's fair to say what I know of everyone is merely a tip of the iceberg of who they are as people.
ただ入学式でキリエを初めて見た時の衝撃は忘れらんねえよ。なんだこいつって。
私なんかしたっけ？
お前な、思い出せよ、あの時。
おうおうおう、私はキリエ、専攻は映像、第一チベットから来た名監督だ。究極の映像美を求めて一緒に映画を撮るやつを募集中だぜ。私が好きなのは何と言っても爆発シーン。
He's just a bit quirky, you know, there's nothing wrong with that.
破壊の美学、物が壊される瞬間の美しさを理解できるやつは私んとこに来やがれ。
って
昔は若かったな。
It was... What? Was it though? You're still exactly the same. That's what I mean. There is no age difference between that flashback and now, though.
入学の時の挨拶だよね。私もびっくりしたよ。急にあんなこと言い出すんだもん。
But at that point, you already knew her, right?
爆発がどうこうなんてチベットにいた頃は聞いたことなかったし。ありゃアレイヤに入って映画撮るにあたって打ち立てた目標だかんな。今もその野望はついえてね。
Well, Kyrie's apparently always been a troublemaker. It's only within the last 2 years that she embraced her love of explosions. She watched a lot of Transformers, alright. Still, it's nice to hear that filmmaking has been a dream of hers for a while now.
それで思い出したが、俺と会った当時のキリエもなかなかのものだったな。
覚えてね。なんだろう、熱心にお祈りしてたとか？
I can't imagine that.
あれはイースター展の制作をしている時だったか。
なあなあ、義堂先輩、その作ったやつってもしかしていらないのか？
んああ、いらん。欲しいのか？
欲しい。つか、撮影に使いたくてさ。
撮影。そういえば、キリエは映画を専攻しているんだったか。どうせ捨てるものだ。好きに使えばいい。
じゃ、ありがたく好きに使わせてもらうぜ。
That was almost dangerous. Thank God it was almost. But there's no audio issues. I know what you're talking about.
好きに使うとは聞いていたが、あの後まさか派手に爆破されるとは思わなかった。
悪かったって。今の私ならちゃんと許可を取るぜ。派手にぶっ壊してもいいかって。
Did it bother you?
まあ、別に失敗作程度どう扱ってもらっても構わんが、衝撃ではあったな。
そうは言うけど、ギド。私にとっては君との初対面が一番衝撃だったよ。
ん？
ほら、ライバル宣言みたいなのされたじゃない？
ああ、コトハという女子が第一チベッタでトップだというのは聞いていたからな。第二チベッタのトップとして挨拶をしておきたかった。
Sounds like they've always been top students.
さすがって感じ。でも2人が出会った時のことなんか私も知らないよ。生徒としても芸術家としても負ける気はない。だが共に良きライバルとしてお互いを高め合っていこう。俺たちが切磋琢磨していつか美術回廊に並ぶような作品を生み出せる立派なアーティストになろう。
めちゃくちゃいいこと言ってるじゃないですか。
私たちの知らない間にそんな出来事が。そういや、ギドーはリンカパイセンとずっと一緒だったよな。
Drinking Guido, huh? Did she attend the same Civetta as you and Guido?
それどころかチックから。リンカとギドーの2人は幼なじみだからね。
I had no idea. So they've known each other known each other most of their lives. Which means their friendly chess rivalry probably dates back fairly far.
腐れ縁だ。今はどこをほっつき歩いてるやら。
素直じゃないな。ずっと心配してるくせに。
あんな芸術センスのかけらもない、ついでに色気もない女は知らん。
とか言ってるけど、義堂先輩は凛花先輩のことかなりライバル視してたからな。
I figured as much.
聞こえているぞ、幼児。
はいってだって先輩、いつも凛花先輩の話してたじゃないですか。
あいつの作品がいかにくだらないか、そして資料が足らないかをぼやいていただけだ。
それってすごい意識してるような。
It's definitely out of character for Guido, whose poker face game is pretty strong. I notice him wince, which doesn't happen often.
まあいい。人というのは変わるものだ。入学式の頃の俺と今の俺は違う。
自分がどう変わったかなんて人に言われないと分かりませんよね。私からしたら キリエもユネもサクヤもみんないつの間にか大きくなったなーって感じだけど、私は去年の琴葉さんみたいに大人っぽくなれてない気がする。いいんだよ、琴姉はいつもあたしらの姉貴分なんだから。さくやも最近はちゃんといつもご飯食べてて偉いなって思ってるよ、私。
Was she not eating before?
そういや、しょっちゅう飯の時間なのに部屋にいなかったりしたよな。心配だったんだけど、あれ。すみません。あれはそうですね。あまり体調が良くなかったというか。でも、しゅうくんが来てからはいつも一緒に食べてるよね。
Yeah, that's interesting. It's true.
それはたまたまというか、食欲が旺盛になってきたというか。
Yeah, sure. Even though we're done with dinner, we continue reminiscing. I want to know more about everyone, and yet at the same time, I can't help but feel bitter that I can't share my own childhood stories. After all that, I find myself closer to Guido than I've ever been. He frequently lets me spend time with him without a single word of complaint. I don't want things to end like this. I worked so hard to learn as much as possible, to learn this much about him, and everything will revert back to the way things were in 2 days. My feelings on the matter only grow stronger with each passing day. You're all gonna die. Okay. At least it wasn't 4 days that passed this time. Only 2. 1. What 2? You're not going to the atelier today, Guido?
ああ、もう作品はあれで完成だ。先生にも伝えておいたから、あとは文化祭の日に出展するだけだな。
I see. So, heading out then?
ああ、よかったら商店街にでも寄っていかないか。
Sounds good.
ここのホットサンドが絶品でな。いつか週にも食べてもらおうと思っていた。
Uh-oh. This is my first time. Do you come here often?
しょっちゅうだな。すみません。あれを2つ。
The usual? His order is pretty vague. Probably because he comes here so often.
裏メニューだ。常連にしか出してくれない一品だが、特別だぞ。
Wow. This is huge.
具全部入りのデラックスサンドだ。男ならこれをかぶりつけ。
That doesn't sound that good. All the toppings? That doesn't... Thick cut bacon, melty cheese, mashed potatoes, sliced tomatoes, chicken, and many other ingredients sandwiched between 2 golden toasted buns. Like I said, that does not sound appetizing. Mashed potatoes in a sandwich is an interesting choice, let's just say. The sight alone leaves me drooling. Chomp, munch, munch, my poor jaw. Jaw.
まとめてかじるのは大変だろう。
Choo choo. It's really delicious though.
それはよかった。
I really mean it when I say it's delicious. Considering the lack of fast food in town, it makes me realize I missed it. How much I missed it. Are you not hungry?
ああ、食べるよ。いや、なんだか頬張っているシュウが可愛くてな。ほら、マスタードついてるぞ。
Hey, yo, Guido. What? Listen, all right. I was only making jokes before, okay? I'm not actually Never mind. Oops. Sorry. He hands me a napkin, which I use to wipe off the mustard. Eating something this big is definitely hard work. I won't need lunch after this.
まあ、余ったら誰かが食べるだろうが、琴葉にちょっと叱られるかもな。
He phrases it as if we're doing something we shouldn't be. If only these carefree moments could continue past Christmas. Yeah, if only. Alright, surely it's the 25th now. No sooner did I think that then catastrophe struck. It's not the 25th though. What happens on the 23rd? What the fuck?
なんだ今の音。
It's the day before Christmas Eve, and I'm in the atelier despite it being a Sunday, to see Yuji's work. With the festival just around the corner, there's not many students here, and yet we suddenly hear a loud noise coming from the atelier next door. Wondering what happened, Yuji and I hurry over to check it out, only to find... Guido standing there, clearly out of breath.
あれギド先輩だけっすか。なんかすげえ物音がしたような。で
I spy what caused Yuji to cry out in surprise. A shattered face and countless hands strewn about, all that remain of grief.
これ先輩の制作じゃないっすか。もしかしてまたやられたんですか。
What does she mean by again?
いや、俺がやった。
Why?
納得のいく作品じゃなくなった。それだけだ。
Guido.
シュウ、その残骸は捨てるなり拾うなり、切り絵に渡すなり好きにやってくれていい。もう用のない代物だ。
With that said, Guido steps out of the atelier, leaving his work of art behind like it's nothing more than trash. Yuji and I remain behind, surrounded by shards of grief. What the fuck is it made out of?
自分で壊したってことか。どうしてもう文化祭は目の前なのに。
He did tell me that, since it was finished, he had nothing left to do.
切り絵じゃあるまいし、自分で自分の作品壊すなんて。
Yuji, you said something about this happening again. Did a similar incident happen before?
ああ、シュは来たばかりだから知らないよな。1年と半年くらい前か。似たようなことはあったんだよ。
He destroyed his own art piece?
いや、その時は壊された。だから事件だ。
Oops. Someone destroyed his work. That Guido destroyed his own sculpture is surprising enough, but to hear that someone else destroyed it is disquieting. I ask Yuji for more information.
ユネもキリエもみんな知ってる。当時いなかった昨夜はわかんねえけど、あの時は学校中が騒ぎになったからな。
Was it an accident? Or was it...
恋だよ。ありゃ去年のミネルバ展の時か。義堂先輩の作品が展覧会の1週間前に斧でかち割られてな。
What the fuck? What the fuck? That's awful. Who did it?
犯人は同じ2年生の先輩だった。動機も単純でただの嫉妬だ。
Who'd have guessed? It sounds like they destroyed Guido's piece in a fit of envy, knowing Guido would win. This is a tough world where your value as a person is directly tied to your artistic endeavors, while the motive itself is not incomprehensible. That doesn't make it any better.
その先輩はドラッグなんかもやって精神がおかしくなってたみたいでさ。義堂先輩もいきなりそんな目に遭わされて、ほとんどのやつが同情してた。そん時の作品はフクロウを放つアテナっていうギリシャ神話モチーフの石膏像だったから、斧なんかでぶん殴られたらもう粉々だよ。
I'm guessing it wasn't something you could fix with a little glue.
もちろんとても修復のできる状態じゃなかったし、かといって作り直すのも間に合わない。石膏像は石膏取りっつうクソめんどくさい工程もあるし、乾かすのだって時間がかかる。
Oh, so it was plaster.
先輩は確かあの作品に3ヶ月くらいは費やしてた。構想を含めればもっとか。会心の出来だったから余計にくだらない嫉妬を買ったんだろうな。
How revolting. No, Guido. He must have put a lot of time and effort into it.
勘違いすんなよ、シュウ。この話は一応ハッピーエンドだからな。
What? How?
ミネルバ展の最優秀賞はそんな義堂先輩の作品だったからだよ。
That doesn't answer the question. But his piece was destroyed. He had a backup.
けど俺もみんなも最初はシュウみたいな反応だったよ。みんな同情してたって言っただろ。後輩の俺らも琴葉さんとか凛花先輩も声もかけられないみたいな状況だった。事件のあった次の日、義堂先輩はずっと自分の部屋にこもってた。授業にも出てこなかった。でも無理ないなってみんな思ってた。
Nah, he was cooking up his second piece, though.
けどさそん時義堂先輩は何してたと思う？
What?
作り直してたんだよ。展覧会用に新しいの。
What did I tell you? He was cooking. Baking. What? Well, it's not clay, so... Whatever. What? But you said that wasn't possible.
普通は無理だぜ。でもなんか先輩の部屋には試作品の原型みたいのがあったらしいんだよな。
He had a draft in his room. He had a first draft.
で、それを特艦で完成させて、次の日からはアトリエにこもりっぱなし。結局、先輩はマジで展覧会の当日にアテナを完成させた。ほとんど寝てないって言ってたけど、1週間であの石膏像を作れたことが奇跡に近い。
I'm left speechless. Is this an example of Guido's, or rather, an artist's tenacity at work? Completing 3 months worth of work in under 1 week.
ただ、出来上がったアテナには片腕がなかった。多分試作品の型が不完全だったんだろうな。だけどそれで作品の評価は落ちなかった。むしろ片腕がないせいで考察の余地が深まるなんつってな。先輩がそれを意図してたのかどうかは分かんねえけど、でもそれくらい 先輩は作品作りを諦めない男なんだ。あの時は没頭しすぎて死にかけてたから琴葉さんに怒られてたけど。
He really is competitive. Well, I believed Kotoha when she told me how much Gito hates to lose. I hadn't realized how hardcore he was about it. Perhaps saying he's a sore loser is not the right way to phrase it. It's more that he doesn't like to give up no matter what. He is adamantly resolute. It sounds like this is an entirely different situation, though.
そうだな。先輩が自分でやったって言ってたし。
The motive behind what happened last time was easy enough to figure out. This time is a little trickier. The reasoning behind why Gito might have destroyed his own pieces on purpose is unclear. Nothing like this has ever happened in any of the previous timelines.
本人に聞いてみるしかねえか。とりあえず破片は拾っとこうぜ。
Yeah, good idea. I have no idea what's going on what's going through his head. I pick up each exposed shard of wood. Oh, it's made of wood. One by one, as if trying to put together Gito's shattered mental state. Once we finish, we return to the dorm. He's not here.
はい、私はずっとここにいましたけど、見ていませんよ。
どういうことだよ。
義堂先輩がどうかしたんですか？
Gito never came back that day. I assumed he was busy somewhere making a brand new piece. I don't think he's cooking this time. And I'm glad that there was no audio issues that time. However, those hopes were dashed the following day. Yep, Christmas Eve. I don't think he can cook anything in 2 days.
「義堂はどこへ行ったんだ？もう前夜祭だっていうのに。」
Kotoha was the most upset after hearing what happened. As a fellow dorm director and his foremost rival, he seems clearly troubled by Gito's actions.
本番は明日。どこにいるのか知らないけど、今度ばかりは間に合わないよ。どうして？
Gito won last year's Saint Aria award, and Kotoha won the year before that. In Gito's eyes, he and Kotoha are currently tied. The winner of this year's trophy will ultimately decide who is the best between them. Gito as well as Kotoha does. It's unthinkable he'd lose on purpose.
一応料理は残しておきましょう。ひょっこり戻ってくるかもしれないし。
I guess so. Unfortunately, I never saw him again. You cannot tell me this is how... Ain't no way this is how the route ends. Man, where the fuck is my model? And ultimately, the world ends. What? Hello? Shit. What the hell did I do? The thought haunted me until I was once again greeted by familiar flames. But on the heels of what happened,
シュン、どうしよう。みんなは
I can't believe I messed up again. I can't believe my fucking VTuber's video isn't working. Hello? What the fuck? Where the fuck am I? Okay, it's back. What the fuck? A part of me is annoyed at how I've become almost accustomed to failing as I desperately scramble to figure out a way out of this. It's not like I sat idly by and did nothing this time around. It's just that what I did was simply not enough. Although, to be fair, I'd been so preoccupied with Guido's disappearance that I didn't do as much as I could have otherwise. Why did he leave like that? And where did he go? I can't help but feel stupid for continuing to dwell on this after everyone else has moved on. At the same time, part of me can't help but view the situation around me as business as usual. I'm so sorry, Yune. And Guido. I guess. Whoever he might be, I'm running out of time. The town is quickly becoming consumed by fire. Once again, I wasn't able to save us. Yeah, but you know, what's new? And thus I find myself back in the subspace, where Yune is waiting for me. Naturally, she knows what it means for me to be back.
どうだった
I failed. I'm sorry, but I need another chance. I'm already planning what I should do next based on what I learned this time around. I guess. I mean, I don't think the game intends for you to play in the order. Yeah, I'm sure they have. Well, let's select Yuji's painting first. Chapter 9, Part 1, The Celestial Globe, Catalina. I don't think... I'm sure the game would be fine if you just picked the main girls, right? So, you know, these are more like characters things. So you can learn more about the characters that aren't really important to the main plot, right? It may sound odd, but let's go with Yuji.
薄そうなところ来たね。
He always came off as a person who would be easy to talk to, which makes him the most suspicious.
確かに。幼児は今までのクリスマスもずっと一緒にいたんだよね。だったら犯人の確率は低そうかも。
I've raced through town countless times with Yune and Yuji in tow. It's hard to believe it's all an act. That's why I'm going to approach things slightly differently this time around.
変わった作戦？
Listen to this. Whisper, whisper. Okay.
ここには私たちしかいないからひそひそ話する必要ないと思うけど。わかった。
Yeah, you know, you don't want the audience to know what you're scheming. That's why he's whispering. What do you think?
いいと思う。面白そう。
I did pick this based on its entertainment value.
一か八かっていうのも試してみていいんじゃない？失敗したら仕方ないけど、またチャレンジすればいいし。
We have clearly moved on to the trial and error phase of this operation. Although in reality, it's more like a gamble.
それじゃあ今度の週は幼児に密着捜査。いってらっしゃい。
Yune begins meditating. Meditating in preparation for shooting me back through time like an arrow from her bow. And as always, I go flying back to December 2nd. I swear to God, if it says something December 3rd, the night of December 2nd or whatever. Yeah, no. It's the same thing. Just let me skip it. Even though it's one text, but the skip button should still be lit up.
This 今日はもう一つだけお話があります。先日転入されましたシュウさんよりどうしても皆様にお伝えしておきたいことがあるそうですので。
He gestures me forward, and I step up to the altar. I know it's a lot, but I want another chance at this. A formal greeting from a transfer student to his new school seems innocent enough. My name's Shu. I appreciate you all giving me this time right now to talk to you. Standing on the altar, I feel everyone's gaze at me. I can see Yune, who's sitting next to where I'm standing, watching me questioningly. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. You see, a great calamity will soon be upon us. I'm talking about the apocalypse. Okay, is this the entertainment he was thinking of? Murmurs quickly spread through the students. It was Sister Lily who handed me the mic. Seemed surprised. They have speakers? Forget the microphone. Where the fuck are the speakers? And why wouldn't she be? She had no idea I'd be talking about any of this. On the 25th of this month, Christmas, The apocalypse will arrive, the second coming of what occurred 101 years ago. Ignoring the turmoil in front of me, I continue. My strategy this time around is to tell everyone what awaits them from the very beginning. I honestly have no idea if it'll make a difference.
シュウさん、どうしました？何を？
I'm sorry, Sister Lily, but this is something I have to talk about. If the person behind the chaos is in the crowd, perhaps this might work as a diversionary tactic. And even if they're not, at least I'll have warned everyone of their impending doom. Yeah, like any of them will believe you. Seven trumpets will sound all throughout the day of the Culture Festival. On the 7th and final round, everything in town, including the academy, will be destroyed. The initial murmur grows increasingly louder, transforming into a roar. Huddled together, they ask each other in turn what the heck I'm talking about.
皆さん、お静かに。今は朝礼の最中ですよ。シュウさん、もうそのあたりにしていただけますか？
I'm sorry. I'm aware that everything I'm saying sounds preposterous, but it's all the truth. Which is why I'm warning everyone to be on guard at all times. If you see something, say... That's when she abruptly grabs the mic from my hand. She gives me a look clearly suspicious.
シュウさん、後で職員室まで来てくださいね。
Okay. Feelings of guilt over what I've done mixed with anticipation over what might happen next. But perhaps this is what I needed to do all along in order to breathe new life into the situation. Everyone's attitude toward me had cooled significantly by the time I returned to class. I was able to successfully take advantage of my outsider status to get my message across. However, there was now clearly a divide between my classmates and myself. Yune from the future is still my friend, but Yune in the present has no idea what's going on. And I have to admit, it's tough not having any friends. This might be how Noah felt, with everyone laughing, when everyone laughed at him for building an ark. I have to stay strong. If I could save everyone's lives, then this will all be worth it. This is what I tell myself as I shut out the world around me.
シュウ、なんだよさっきの。いきなりめちゃくちゃ言うからビビっちまったよ。
When he started yapping, Yuji, the first person to reach out after I'd successfully ostracized myself, is Yuji. He's still his usual friendly self, like always. Sorry, I know it was a lot.
別に謝ることじゃないだろう。つか、シュウの顔結構マジだったよな。いたずらとかじゃねえんだ。
No, I meant every word. I had no idea if anyone would believe it, but I had to try anyway.
この町にアポカリプスが訪れます。101年前の再来です。だってよ。シュウがあんな大勢の前でボケるやつだとは思わなかったぜ。
I wasn't joking. You need to believe me. Kirie's teasing seems to significantly lighten the mood. I'm glad they're in my class. They definitely don't believe me yet, but I don't want them to think I'm nuts either. You sure? There's a reason you haven't done this before.
私もおかしくなっちゃったのかと思った。シュウ、記憶が戻ったりしたの？
No. There's no way I can tell her to believe me on my word alone. Hine has always been very rational, so it's going to take a bit more effort to convince her. Besides, we've only really known each other for a few days. If I'm not careful, she'll never trust me. I decided to take a gamble, knowing that Lord only knows how this will end, but it's a small price to pay if we can avoid the apocalypse. It just skips to the 25th. We did not avoid the apocalypse. Ah, never mind, it's the 7th. Munch, munch.
先輩、そのコロッケいらないんですか？もらってあげます。
Don't even think about it. I'm saving it for later.
いいじゃないですか。もうすぐ世界は滅亡するんですから、コロッケを取っておいても役に立ちません。
You're clearly not taking this seriously.
俺も滅亡ついでに肩揉んでほしいんだけど。
What's that got to do with it? For better or worse, my warning about the impending apocalypse is now the butt of many inside jokes among my friends. I'll take it over the cold shoulder the rest of my classmates are giving me, though. This has to end sometime. If everyone treats it as a joke, then my warning will be wasted. Speaking of which,
世界最後の日ってやっぱり最後の審判みてえにイエス様が降りてきて裁くのかな。
あたしほど経験なやつは天国で決まりだぜ。今日も朝礼サボってたのはどこの子？まったくもう。
I guess it's a little ridiculous to think people would believe the apocalypse is nearing by my word alone. And I want to push the issue more than I have already and ruin my already fragile friendships. What should I do? Tell them everything? That night, sometime after dinner, someone's here. I mean,
おっす、今いい？
hey, Yuji. Not at all. Come on in. It's Yuji, who has stopped by to see me. It's not often I have someone stop by this late. What's up?
どうしたっつうか、むしろシュウの方がどうしたって感じだな。さっきも思い詰めた顔してたぜ。
Yeah, don't say. Yeah, well, to tell you the truth.
アポカリプスか？
Yeah. And not in Yuji's size, like he'd been expecting that answer.
ユネもキリエも正直俺もシュウがあの日に言ったことは信じきれてないけど、シュウは信じてるんだろ？
Yeah, I'm telling the truth.
わかった。じゃあ俺もシュウを信じるよ。
Yuji?
いきなりあんなこと言われてさ、俺もそうだけどみんなも信じられないっていうより信じたくない気持ちの方が強いと思う。なんたって世界の終わりだからな。さすがにいきなりは信じられねえ。でもシュウが真剣なのは俺にも伝わったよ。最初は体張ったギャグかと思ったけど、今でも深刻そうにしてるしな。
He gives me a firm pat on the back before continuing.
なんかもっと言いてえこととかやりたいこととかあったらさ、遠慮しなくていいぜ。笑ったりするかもしんねえけど、少なくとも俺は受け止めるよ。
Thanks.
だからさっきみたいな顔すんなって。俺だって 友達が増えて嬉しいんだからさ。急に落ち込まれたりしたら困るよ。
Hmm. I get it now. Until now, I've only been thinking about myself. From their point of view, I'm still a brand new transfer student who just joined their group. Meanwhile, I've come to know all of them quite well. If I jump in acting like they're best friends, seemingly out of nowhere, they'll have no idea what I'm talking about, or even what kind of person I am.
俺が世界を終わらせてやるとは言わないんだろ。シュートはまだ会ってそんな経ってないけどさ、悪いやつじゃねえと思うし。
Yuji, thank you so much. I'm really not a bad guy at all. I promise I'm not a creep either. You didn't need to clarify that part. It makes you look more suspicious when you say that. You get what I mean? He's a bit of an imposter. Come on. He's a bit sus. Thus, despite my odd personality, I somehow managed to get closer to Yuji than ever before. I guess I am a bit of weirdo this time. Yuji believing me anyway makes him a better guy than I could ever be. I honestly feel like I can talk to him about anything. This will be an interesting route. That's right. Town becomes a mess starting at exactly 10, and the party is ruined. It's Saturday. While taking a pleasant stroll, I filled Yuji in on exactly what I wanted to tell him.
で、危ねえからみんなにも気をつけてほしいって話か。最初からそう言やいいのに。
I figured calling it the apocalypse would be easier to understand. Also, more sensational.
それが余計にオカルトっぽくなってんだけどな。
Hey, he's not telling you that to believe in something or to buy his whatever the fuck to guarantee you survive the apocalypse, alright? Considering I know everything that's going to happen, I could have told him from the very start. And yet, I felt like telling the folks of this town that the apocalypse coming would make it easier for them to grasp the dire significance. It's nothing like Michelangelo's depiction of the final judgment. There's no heavenly retribution or anything like that. All of the destruction is man-made. It's less like a disaster and more like an act of terrorism.
テロってなんだ?
Terrorism as a word doesn't exist here. It makes sense, considering it's likely not something the people here even know of as a concept.
まあでもなんとなくは分かった。要はそれくらい危ないことするやつがいるかもしんねえってことだな。
Right. That's why I want to save everyone.
了解。俺だってそんなの許せるわけねえし。
Thanks. I'm just at a loss right now as to what we should do.
何言ってんだよ。決まってんだろ。俺とシュウだけじゃ解決できない問題なんだからよ。
Huh?
知ってるか？噂話っていろんなやつから聞いた方が信憑性が増すんだぜ。
Oh, okay, yeah. Nine days have passed since I talked with Yuji in the park. Although we haven't made any big moves since then. It's clear that changes are happening around us.
なあなあ、あの噂って本当なのか？
らしいよ。他のクラスでもマジっぽいって聞いたし。
どうしよう。僕、最後の晩餐決められないよ。
I pick up on the whispers, on the whispered buzz of kids gossiping about the second coming of the apocalypse. Yuji, who's also picked up on it, stealthily slips up next to me.
な、一度広がりゃもうこっちのもんだ。
I'm impressed, although they're talking about it like some kind of urban legend.
マジっぽいトーンでいろんなやつに話したからな。固く口止めして。
Hush, hush, huh? Seeing the results unfolding around us, it's clear Yuji's scheme was a success. Which means we're already halfway to my goal of getting everyone to believe in the impending apocalypse.
おいおいシュ、幼児、何のんきしてんだ。もう今日が最後の火曜日なんだぞ。
そう慌てんなよキリエ。まだあと1週間あるだろ。
でもクリスマスになったら世界が終わっちまう。それまでに悔いのない映画を完成させねえと。
The power of gossip is impressive. Even Kyrie, usually skeptical about everything, easily fell for the rumor, hook, line, and sinker.
んじゃ、こうなったらようやく次のステップだな。
The final step I've been waiting for. The final step I've been waiting for.
というわけで、ここに集められた諸君がこの町を滅亡から救うアポカリプス防衛隊だ。
アポカリプス防衛隊。
はい、チェック。
また負けた。井戸、次はナイトもなしで。いつもの面々だね。
Not everyone's paying attention. Well, whatever. There's only one reason why I've gathered you here today. The apocalypse is on our doorstep.
やっぱりシュウの言ってたあれは本当なの？
I'm sure even you're aware. I'm sure even you're aware if. Jesus Christ. I'm sure even you're aware it's all anyone's talking about right now.
先生たちはあまり不謹慎なデマを流さないようにと言っていましたが。
But we aren't spreading misinformation. That's the best part. I've received my fair share of warnings about that. But the truth is still the truth. If we don't do something next week on Christmas, the town will be destroyed.
それは大変だ。
I swear it's going to happen.
でもよ、雷が落ちたり大洪水が起きたりするんだろ。もうどうしようもねえよ。
That kind of thing won't be happening. Gossip becomes embellished with each retelling, and while I'm glad the rumor mill is doing its job, it's clearly become far more disturbing. This second apocalypse is the work of a mystery someone, but if we work together, we can stop it.
それで私たちが集められたということですか。
まあ もし眉唾でもホッとするだけで済むからさ。そん時は週に罰ゲームでも加えてやろうぜ。
お、明暗
If nothing happens, I'm more than happy to suffer through whatever punishment you dole out.
でも具体的にはどうするの？当日はもちろん文化祭もあるから。
Right. I'll need everyone to be in position during the Christmas party, since nothing happens until then. With that, Yuji and I explain our planned tactical operation on Christmas Day. It's fucking Christmas Day. I knew it was gonna skip straight to it. And then just fucking fire and brimstone again. Oh, never mind. The day has finally come. It's nighttime, actually. It's time for the Christmas party. Never mind.
こちら公演部隊異常なしだぜ。
That's good. But is it really a squad if it's just one person?
いいんだよ、そういうのは。映画でこういうシーンがあんだ。
As long as nothing bad's happening. At the end of the day, the scariest part of the apocalypse is the brook is set to explode everywhere. After having Kyrie teach everyone about the explosives, I sent everyone out to places where I know they can be planted. In theory, if anyone spots one, they'll be able to dismantle it on the spot. If I have enough people scattered about, working together, this might just work. Schools, the shopping district, the dorms, the park. Since the academy grounds are so spread out, I appointed several people to cover the space, briefing them ahead of time on where to check. How's it going?
順調だ。
おかしなところはないですね。
I'm sorry you two can't enjoy the Christmas party.
いいってことよ。今日が何事もなく終われば、週の疑いも晴れるんだろ。
But where's Guido? Yeah.
それにしても高野菜だというのに皆さんあんまり騒いでないですね。
何かが起こるって本当に信じてるやつもいれば、半信半疑なやつもいるし、全然信じてないやつだっている。ちょっと異様な状況かもな。
That's right. We're not the only ones on guard for potential chaos and mayhem. The student body, as a whole, feels the same way. Whether or not something will actually happen remains to be seen, but strange rumors abound. It's impossible to ignore the palpable tension.
もし今夜何事もなければ、シュウ先輩が何でも言うこと聞いてくれる。楽しみです。
That's the good ending. I should get ready to run away in that case. Our hands are kind of tied when it comes to dealing with the culprit behind the chaos. But if they planted new bombs, then we should be able to take care of them right away. Despite our efforts, as soon as the 6 trumpets sounded out, it happened. Horses?
ああ、すまない。見張っていたはずなんだが、いつの間にか。
The horses hitched on the shed broke free in a frenzy. This usually happens alongside the 4th sounding of the trumpets. I assumed it didn't happen this time thanks to our increased vigilance. Is the timing of for everything off? This has never happened before. Up until now, every single event has always happened at the same time alongside a specific trumpet sounding. My priority right now is figuring out what's going on. Did they get spooked by someone?
ラッパ隊がラッパを吹く瞬間、その時だけ目をそらした。そしたら
Someone sliced their reins. I'd warned Guido that the horses would run wild through the streets at 4. But just in case, I'd asked him to stick around until close to 6. Even then, the horses managed to escape anyway.
しかし、これでシュウの言ったことは現実になった。となると、残りも。
Yes, we need to take care of the horses, but the real danger is only beginning. 7th sounding of the trumpets, their haunting notes hurtling the end of the world, heralding the end of the world. I head toward the shopping district.
あ、シュウ君、いらっしゃい。
Jack, is everything ready? Is everything okay here? A bunch of horses are running wild down Main Street.
ああ、うん。聞いた聞いた。今も捕まってないらしいから怖いけど、これももしかしてアポカリプスの一環なのかい？
Yeah, it is. It only makes sense that Jack, who keeps his ear to the ground, would know about the rumors flying among the students. The majority of adults in town have dismissed it as baseless gossip, but since Jack interacts with the students on a daily basis, it's clear he understands how serious this is.
シュー
Yune, how's it going?
何にも見つかんない。でも私が見落としてるだけかも。
Don't worry. The shopping district is a pretty big space for one person to handle alone.
何を探してるの？
We're looking for any bombs that might be planted within the shopping district.
それじゃあ僕たちもやばいじゃない。
Yeah, it's maybe a little dangerous. Jack, you need to get away from here before the 7th trumpets sound out. If nothing happens, you can come back. Every timeline leading up to this time had the Brookers explode as soon as the trumpets went off. There's a chance the pattern will repeat this time, but there's no guarantee, which is troubling. We managed to find one in Palm Dorms, the final location.
あったよ、シュウ君。これだろ？
Yes. It's a cube wrapped in a plastic-like bag, along with tape. It looks like a fucking C4, man. Along with the tape was used to set it in place. It's a cube wrapped in a plastic-like bag, along with the tape was used to set it in place. I knew there was something that sounded off. A Brooker. It's definitely the bomb I'm familiar with, except smaller and more advanced than what Kyria uses. Where did you find it?
シュウ君に教わったポイントを中心に見ていたんだけど見当たらなくて、逆に寮の中を探索してみたんだ。そしたら
Apparently it was planted in a random girl's room inside the dorm. Naturally, the student had never seen it before and had no idea how it got there. I'm glad you were able to find it.
まだ油断はできないね。他にもあるかもしれないから。
That's right. If we found one here, then there's a high chance there are more elsewhere. And if we don't hurry and find them all in time, I'm going to the school.
気をつけて。
It won't be long before the 7th trumpets. If everything goes the way it's supposed to, then the first blast will occur in Civetta 1, followed almost immediately by St. Aria. Sakuya, Yuji, please stay safe. Haha. What'd you expect? Unfortunately, my prayers were for naught. I can't believe this. I feel an all too familiar rumbling as the sound of a nearby explosion shakes the ground. Black smoke billows up into the sky from the St. Aria main school building.
シュ
You didn't hear that. Yeah, you don't hear any of the music. Nothing's wrong. And the... God fucking damn it. Yuji, what happened?
シュウの言ってた通りだ。どっかで爆発が起こった。あとそれだけじゃねえ。なんか異様なんだよ、みんな。
What do you mean?
みんな頭おかしくなっちまってるみたいで、変な幻覚を見てる連中がいっぱい。
Everyone's acting crazy? No. If they're seeing hallucinations, then... Everyone's drugged.
ほんとだ、目が6つついてる。
6つじゃねえよ、8つだよ。
My mind flashes back to those students who'd been acting so weird during the party. Was that yet another incident tied to the apocalypse destruction of the town? Wait, where's Sakuya?
それが昨夜も見当たんなくて。
Jesus Christ. Is there a chance she went somewhere else?
今のって。
Oh god, not again. The sound of the blast ringing out signifies game over for the entire operation. Figuring it's hopeless at this point, I'm on the verge of giving up on everything, including finding her.
シュウ、しっかりしろって。
That's when his voice cuts through my thoughts, grounding me. I open my eyes to find Yuji facing me with an expression as serious as my own.
大丈夫だ。みんな無事だよ。こうなるってシュウが教えてくれてたんだから。
Yuji,
逃げようぜ。どっか安全な場所だってあるかもしれない。な。
I'm sorry. I was ready to give up so easily. After having failed so many times, I'm used to throwing in the towel fairly quickly. But Yuji's words bring me back to reality.
頼むぜ。俺たちの人生、こんなとこで終わるわけにはいかねえんだ。
He reaches up and squeezes the pendant that hangs around his neck. I've always been vaguely aware of it, but something about it is bothering me. Yuji, your pendant?
ああ、これは俺にとってのお守りっつか。ガキの頃から身につけてるもんでさ。なんか辛いことがあったら、これに祈るようにしてんだ。
Hello, Meow. Kato awake, and good wishes I spread, cause that's the least I can do. So, good job for you popping by before my 1300 day. I kinda wanna finish Octopath Traveler 2 already. Good luck. Thanks for the hydrate and the stretch. It's an armillary sphere? What?
そういう名前なのか。
I'd never really noticed it before, but his pendant is definitely an armillary sphere. Whatever that is. Or astrolabe, or whatever the fuck that is. What?
多分親父からもらったもんだよ。ほとんど覚えてねえけど。
From your dad, huh? My heart throbs almost painfully at the word for reasons I don't understand. But I don't want I don't have time to figure out why right now.
これに祈っときゃ大抵のことは成功するんだ。それが神様の力なのかはわかんねえけどな。
I have a feeling it's the power of your dad. The pendant around his neck shows a version of the world that doesn't exist in this town. Yuji's father is protecting him from afar, like the stars in the sky watching over Earth. There's a chance it holds enough power to potentially protect the entire world.
頑張ろうぜ、シュ。やべえことになってんのは確かだけど、やっぱ俺はお前を信じてよかったと思ってるよ。
Thanks. That's right. Even if this timeline ends in failure like the others, there's no way I'm giving up without saving my best friend. As I make that vow to myself, I close my eyes and imagine myself in the center of the astrolabe. However the fuck that works. New words. I'm not the only one who's struggling. Have funsies. Thanks. And thus I find myself back in the subspace where Yune is waiting for me. Naturally, she knows what it means for me to be back.
どうだった？
I mean, he got some new Yuji lore. I failed. I'm sorry, but I need another chance. I'm already planning what I should do next based on what I learned this time around. I don't know why you can't skip this part. It's exactly the same as last time. And there's the last one. But with that, I think that's a good place to end it off for today. Like last time, we ended it off after we did a full stream doing 2 side routes. Just like last time with Jack and Sister Lily. But this one felt around the same length. Like, no, both were a bit longer. But anyway, thanks for watching, thank you for lurking, thank you for chatting. If you enjoyed, a follow would be appreciated, and if you want to support me even further, you could always subscribe. But yeah, I really have been obsessed and addicted to chatbots. I can tell you didn't talk a single time during my fucking stream session, during me playing Amazing Grace. Alright. Even when I was guessing the logos of the American brands, or guessing how old which character is older, you didn't say jack shit. At least I made a message or two. You did the bare minimum for a mod, which was banning someone who was promoting someone else's OnlyFans for some reason, or I mean, and you changed the game category. Sexy Shiro, yes, you did. But next time we will be hopefully finally getting to Hibiki debating with Kisaki. All right. Well, I don't know why it took too long. But anyway, until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. And don't call me a furry, Dexter, when you're the one who posted a video in MediaShare of a Sylveon Vril 34 artist video that they made SFW, alright? Seton streaming Seton Academy when this week. Alright, you know what? I will react to the first episode this week. But until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and I will see you guys again next time. Bye bye.